Hello, Patreons. This is JJ, and this is a pick a card. So, this pick a card is going to be about your soul's blueprint. So, what did you came here to experience in order for you to evolve, in order for you to grow and to expand, if you will? And of course, we have free will, and our free will here will play how we react to these certain events that we came here to experience, right? What we choose to create with the experiences that we are facing in this lifetime. So we have option number 1, number 2, and number 3. Everything is always going to be in the description box below. And let's get started. So let's see, option number 1. Let's see, what is your soul's blueprint? First, I do want to look at the archetype. So we have the archetype of the healer, okay? So you are meant to heal. You are meant to heal yourself as well here, okay? To transform, to evolve, to change, to shed certain things that may not have applied to you. And, when you were a child, I feel like you had gone through many transformations in this particular lifetime. And then we have the Anima Mundi. So I do feel with this particular card, you were meant to, for a lot of you, to experience astrology, just because I'm looking at the planets here. But I'm also feeling like you're meant to experience people and situations from all walks of life, okay? You came here to create. You came here to transform. You came here to create from a place of life force, okay? To accept all. You have a very multifaceted blueprint here. You're meant to experience a little bit of everything and everyone in this world, to accept everyone and everything for who they are. You're here to experience diversity, okay? Diversity in every aspect of your life, to honor yourself and every other person and the differences within each other. You came here to experience the constructs of separation. So maybe you were always put in positions where, everyone had different point of views, or you were always meant to experience how people divide themselves, or how people keep themselves away and not have unity within each other. And so I feel like you might be an advocate in this lifetime, or you might be someone who is a mediator in some way, right? It can be in a larger scale, or it can be in a smaller scale of life. But you came here to experience the constructs of separation, okay? Whether this is your parents got divorced, whether this is maybe you got divorced, maybe you always find yourself with people with different points of view or different cultures, or you always saw in some point in your life just the constructs of separation between humanity, okay? Then we have this goddess that I will not pronounce because I do not want to butcher her name. And then we have Prana. So again, you came here to experience vitality, to experience, again, the sense of the butterfly, of transformation, of being free, of liberating yourself from things that maybe, are not good for you, or that are not in some way. I feel like you're very different than the usual Joe, if you will, okay, or the usual person. I feel like you have a very particular point of view. You're very much about world peace and just everyone being together and being in union and not working against each other. Very much of that energy here. And for some of you, again, you're meant to experience different even cultures. So you might be someone that was probably brought up in a very religious particular religion, and then you grew up and you were like, nah, that didn't work for me. So you went and you change religion, or you change cultures, or you experience a different culture. You can't really change your culture, but you try to experience different cultures, submerge yourself in different cultures, and you were just so fascinated, and so you want to experience a little bit of everything. You might be very curious in this lifetime. You might be a traveler. I am getting a lot of Sagittarius energy here, so you might be a traveler. Okay, you're meant to experience a lot and experience a little bit of everything. So you might have this seeker energy of like, I just want to know. I want to experience. I want to live. It's kind of like your motto, if you will. Yeah, you are the golden child, and you are a child at heart here, and you're meant to, like I said, travel and meet different people from different walks of life. Okay, and you're meant to experience tenderness in this lifetime, and the sense of innocence, and being open to different people, to different cultures, to different experiences in life, and also see the rare gifts in everyone and in everything, right? And you came here to experience inclusivity. At least that's not experience inclusivity itself, but I feel like that's what you're striving for. But you came here to experience that construct of separation, and because of that, you want to have that sense of inclusiveness, of everyone being included, everyone being accepted in this lifetime. Yeah, and seeing the potential in everyone and in everything, and seeing how everything serves a purpose in this lifetime. Okay, understanding and just seeking knowledge is kind of the energy that I'm getting here for you guys. Bringing a lot of things, a lot of situations that are buried underneath the rug, or things that people do not want to normally address. I feel like you came here to address those things, and that's why I feel like for some of you might be advocates, or you might be like a rebel, right? You might go on your own path, or might be someone who speaks up. Very much Aquarian energy here as well. I feel like for many of you, you're meant to travel. You're meant to experience the give and the receive dynamic. That's what I'm getting here. Knowing that the energy that you put out there, the respect that you put out there, is always reciprocated back to you. Knowing that everything is an energy exchange in life. Knowing that everything that you put out there will eventually come back to you, right? And it can either be good or it can either be bad. Yeah, and you came here to show gratitude for everything and everyone in life. And the Tower moment. So you came here to experience again the unexpected, those Tower moments of, being shaken up. You came here to shake things up, to shake people to their core, to bring again that light into the subconscious, to not be afraid of rattling some feathers. And that's why I get like the heavy advocate energy here. Okay, again, it can be in a smaller scale or in a bigger scale. But you came here to kind of look at the foundations of things and being like, okay, that's not serving. We need to restructure it. We need to change it. And that could be just in your life, or again, it could be in a larger scale. Okay. But I do feel like you also came here as well to kind of give protection to others who maybe might seem or feel outcasted by others in this lifetime as well. You're like their safe place, their safe shelter, if you will. You came to rebuild structures that are not serving. For example, the structures of the constructs of separation. The Four of Cups. Yeah, and I feel like, again, this energy of like, I need to be doing something. You're here to give others, to offer to others. King of Swords. Yeah, a lot of Aquarian energy here. You're meant to bring a bigger perspective to the world. You're meant to speak your truth, to stand up for the underdog, essentially. Sacred visions. Yeah, you're meant to bring your visions, your ideas to others, to the collective. Yeah, to bring change and transformation, death and rebirth, and to be victorious in this lifetime, to transform things that are not working, things that have become stagnant, things that are not bringing in good results. You get visions, you have visions, and you go after those visions and you implement these visions. Yeah, and you're very psychic. You get your information through your third eye. You're very awakened and you're very aligned to spirit, and that's why you have this important blueprint of standing up for those who feel like they're being outcast or they're being separated. And maybe it's because you yourself felt this way in some point in your life, and you felt it was unfair, or you felt misjudged, or you felt that that the system failed you in some way, or the structure failed you in some way, your family unit, something failed you. And so because of this, you're meant to create something that is flawless in your eyes, something that is more in alignment for those who have also experienced what you have. Okay, so you're meant to create change. You're meant to achieve victory in this, and to transform and help the collective as well transform with you. So that is what I have for you guys, and now I'm going to move to option number 2. So for those of you who picked option number 2, we have the Agate and the Maiden. Okay, very interesting archetypes here. So what is your soul's blueprint? Well, first of all, I'm getting your blueprint is to come here to experience unconditional love, to give and receive unconditional love, especially with the Maiden there. Okay, I do feel like you're meant to experience devotion. So you might have a lover who's very devoted to you. You may be very devoted to your family, to your work. There's something here about devotion, and also learning when it's healthy and when it's not. And I do feel like you also came here to experience, to put your spiritual practice in the center of your life. Okay, to kind of put yourself out of the center of your life and put source in the center of your life. You came here in this lifetime. The blueprint is for you to love and to serve. Spirit is saying you're like a healing balm to many, many people. Okay, and again, you came here to experience a sense of family, a sense of partnership, a sense of community, being okay with being vulnerable, being okay with being, with your flaws and being put out there in some way. You came here to experience unconditional love. You came here to also solve. You might have a lot of unresolved tension or energies or issues with your mother. So for many of you, you have many issues, or just maybe even just resentment with a mother. Okay, and that might be something you're gonna have to work through in this lifetime. I also feel like your own sense of a parent, whether you're a mother or a father, but I feel like this has impacted even for you guys your parenting style. Okay, so you either will, you came here to be very different, to have a different parenting style than your parents did, because maybe the way your mother or your parent was not working for you. So you're like, I'm not going to be the same. Okay, there's something there. I'm also getting here, you came here to experience purity. Okay, purity. You came here to, I feel like you're very youthful. You have like this glow. Okay, with the Maiden here. There's a lot of like, I'm getting here, there was an event that you had to grow up fast. Okay, so either something happened in your childhood that you had no other option but to grow up fast. So you could have been something like me, something like where you had a child at 15 and so you had no other option but to grow up fast, or maybe a parent passed away when you were young, or your parents got divorced. Like there's something happened here. Maybe a parent, you know, lost a job, and or maybe both of them were always working and you had to kind of maintain yourself. There's something here about an event happening that you had to kind of grow up. And I feel like because of this, there is this energy of always wanting to go or wanting to make up for those lost years, or those lost that lost childhood there, okay, or teenage years, whatever it may be for you. But there is this like temptation. You're also here, your blueprint is you're meant to experience temptation, okay. I'm gonna leave that up to your discretion, but the specific thing here is you are meant to taste the forbidden fruit. You were meant to experience it. You were meant to fall down that rabbit hole, if you will, okay. I do feel like there is this always this temptation, and it plays out differently for some of you in your marriage, for some of you in your work, for some of you in just in life in general. There is a sense of curiosity. There is this youthfulness to you of like being curious, of wanting to explore, wanting to again bite that forbidden, that poisonous fruit. There is this here of enchantment, okay. So you're very enchanting yourself, but I also feel like you also get very much enchanted with people or with certain events in your life. And I do feel here that you're meant to experience a lot of sexual energy, okay, and that is for you to create, but also again going back to that temptation. So you may feel like, it doesn't mean that you bit the fruit, right? It just means that maybe you have had a lot of opportunities, maybe where you're just like, oh, if I would have really wanted to go down that path, I could have, you know, the options were there kind of energy. For some of you, you know, again, maybe you were very sexualized early age in your life, okay. So for some of you it's going to play out differently, but you are here to experience vitality and to plant those seeds to create, right? Let's see. Yeah, to plant those seeds to create, to use that sexual energy and to channel it into creation and transform it into Kundalini energy. And then we have Ganesh. So again, you are meant to experience obstacles in this lifetime, but with Ganesh here, I do feel like the obstacles that you find yourself in, they're not easy, but I feel like there's like, you're very lucky. You're very lucky, and I feel like Ganesh is always guarding your path, watching your path, and making sure like, okay, she got the lesson or he got the lesson, now let me remove the obstacle so they could keep moving forward. Because you in this lifetime have a blueprint of experiencing good luck, of experiencing success, of experiencing harmony, of experiencing bliss, okay, and humbleness and joy, and a very Taurus like energy, very sexual, raw sexual energy here. You came here to experience a lot of new beginnings, okay. Yeah, like you have important life lessons and a lot of growth here, but I feel like something happened between your school years here, okay. There's something here, a huge lesson that happened between your teenage years. So between, I would say, 6th grade to 12th grade, junior high and high school, if you will. But also learning to trust and let go and dive deep into things, going back to, again, do not being afraid of going down that rabbit hole. You came here also to experience boundaries, to know when your boundaries are being crossed, where you need boundaries, what boundaries are hindering you. Also the energy of codependency and learning to listen to yourself and not to others. And to learning that you got the love. Again, you came here to experience unconditional love, but I do feel like your mind fluctuates, right? Your mind fluctuates. Your mind wavers a little bit here. So I feel like your mind is your biggest obstacle. It's not so much the fact that you don't take a leap, because I feel like you'll notice that when you take leaps of faith, everything works out. You get very lucky. You have a lot of success with things. But sometimes your mind gets in the way. Situations from the past get in the way. Yeah, because sometimes you don't see the value in yourself for perceived past mistakes. But they want you to know that these are all life lessons, and that Earth is a school in itself. Also, to know when someone is undervaluing you and not staying there because of devotion, not staying there because, you're loyal to such person. Knowing when to cut ties with certain people. And knowing that you deserve unconditional love above all. Yeah, and letting go of the resentments, washing away the resentments, the disappointments, and starting fresh. Again, not being afraid of. I feel like if you look at your life, your soul's blueprint is about starting over again. You might find yourself in many tower situations where you had to kind of rebuild yourself, restructure yourself. But it's okay, because it's all leading you to a better you, to a stronger foundation. And ultimately, you're meant to experience prosperity and success in this lifetime. Yeah, and knowing that it's okay for you to take your time and to plant seeds here and there, because because you're very curious, remember? You're very curious and you want to go and explore, explore the dark forest, and you want to go and kind of take the poisonous fruit, and that can just mean, you want to do this and that career wise. Okay, or maybe be like the rebel, the black sheep of your family in some way. But because you explore different paths and different avenues, you leave seeds here and there and here, and you gain a little bit of wisdom from every little thing or every little path that you go, that it all serves a purpose ultimately. And Spirit wants you to know that maybe sometimes in life you might want to rush things. And the blueprint is to take your time. That you have time. You don't need to rush. 10 of Pentacles. What did I say? You're meant to experience family. You're meant to experience community. You're meant to experience loyalty, devotion. You're meant to experience unconditional love from those around you. And you create also a family of unconditional love. But you're also meant to build for some of you, a business. Okay? A business, a family business, a legacy. To have your own family. Financial security, stability. You're meant to experience relaxation. To not work so hard. To work slow and steady. To not push yourself. To not overwork yourself here. You're meant to work together as a family in cooperation with others. The Six of Cups. Yeah, but there's something here in childhood. There's something here that happened. For this pile, your blueprint has that something major happened in regards to the family unit. Or with a close friend. Something happened here in your childhood that really marked your blueprint and really kind of, again, made you grow up, or made you kind of become very responsible, because that's the Knight of Pentacles. Someone who's very responsible, who moves slow, but is the only knight that achieves their goal. So, in your blueprint, you might not move as fast as you would like. Things might take time for you. Things might move slow for you. But in the blueprint also shows that slow and steady wins the race, and you will get there. Okay, you will get what you want, because you're meant to achieve that 10 of Pentacles status. Yeah, and to look at how the unconscious plays a role. Again, there's this thing with time here. You have time. You might feel like you may have been robbed of time. Again, if something happened in your childhood, You might be like, man, if that didn't happen, so much time lost or something like that. For others of you, you're meant to work with the collective energy as well. And you came here to be respected and to know what that is, to have status in this lifetime, to be respected for something that you do for the collective. Yeah, you're meant to experience storms. That's okay. We all have experienced storms. We all experience them. But also to learn when to know, like, oh, okay, a storm is coming. I need to kind of, take a step back, set those boundaries, or detach. Okay? Yeah, and to let go of contracts, to let go of things that are not serving you, to not be tied to certain things. To accept the reality for what it is and to achieve balance, to not be thrown off balance. So that is what I have for you guys. I hope that this was helpful. And now I'm going to move to option number 3. So for those of you who picked number 3, let's see what is your blueprint. Number 3, the mother. Okay. The self. Karma. And Lalita. Perspective. None of this matters. Double mission. Serve the world. I have the magic inside of me to manifest anything I desire. I take deep breaths, focus on the universe, manifesting my desires. The universe is full of magic and I believe in miracles. The moon, mother energy, heavy mother energy. 9 of Pentacles. And the Page of Wands. Divine creation. Goddess of the moon. Wow. Very mother energy here. Student of the universe. An angel of love. So for some of you, for many of you, your blueprint here is about experiencing love. Okay? But what I will say here is you're meant to experience feminine energy, to follow your heart, okay? Instead of what was taught to you, or instead of what is expected of you, especially with Plato here, right? I feel like for many of you, you are meant to birth something divine. For many of you, it is a child, so a divine child, a child who will make a difference in this lifetime. For many of you, I will say with the mother energy here, I do feel like there is this energy here of learning to build your own. So your own business, your own home, there is a sense here of being very independent, very, very independent. So you might feel like you might not have had a lot of help around you. You might have gone through things alone. But there's also this energy of learning when to let something go, when to set it free, and when to hold on to it with the mother energy, right? Learning, balancing between the nurturing, and then knowing when to nurture something, and then knowing when to let it go. Because again, over nurturing things prohibits things, right? Kind of like a mother. There's certain periods in our life when our kids need us, and then there's certain periods of our life where we just need to take a step back, observe and watch, and just let them fall on their booty sometimes, right? And I feel like you meant to experience this for yourself as well, finding that balance of being creative and of, when is it restricting? When are we holding on? When are we clinging on to things? And when do we need to give? When do we need to create? When are we restricting ourselves or restricting others? For some of you, again, you came here to experience what it is like to be a parent. Okay, and you're going to see that your relationship with your child is very important. It's taught you a lot. It's a huge in your soul's growth. I'm also seeing here that for many of you, you came here to shine your light, to be your authentic self, to radiate, okay? To reach out to others as well through your light, through your authenticity. You came here to live, to awaken others, to enjoy as well, to bring all aspects of yourself to the table, to your creations, to your life, and loving those aspects of self. And again, to follow what is true to you and not what is expected of you. Okay, so for some of you, you might have a closer bond with your mother than with your father. With the Page of Wands here, I do feel like you're meant to do many things, to create many things, to explore many things, okay? To be creative, to be driven. And then also knowing when, we need to zoom out, when we need to have common ground, when you need to let go of your grip. For many of you, you do feel like you have a double mission. So maybe, being a parent and then doing your work or doing other things. But you came here to serve the world by being you. Exactly. You got that twice. To knowing that you can manifest anything that you want here. Knowing that you're a goddess. Knowing that you deserve. And you also came here to experience karma. Okay, karma, whether good or bad. But I feel like you really understand. This pile really understands the law of karma and how karma works. Okay? That is what I am picking up here. Let me see what else we have here. You also came here to feel this energy of being underwater, of being afraid, of having no other option but to surrender at certain points in your life. You also came here to experience the duality between the dark and the light. You came here to experience illusions as well. But you also came here as your blueprint to experience completion of things. To know what is healthy in love. Are we over loving to the point that is hindering our growth, somebody else's growth? Are we too controlling? I also feel here like you came here to focus a lot of your energy, your creative energy, into what you desire, what you want. And also I feel like you came here to let loose a little bit, okay? You came to experience a little bit of just taking a relaxed approach to things. Not being overprotective. To know that at the end of it, none of it matters. Because it's all a learning experience. It's all here to help us evolve and to grow. And to know that anything that you want to create is within yourself. Everything is within yourself. And everything that you need comes your direction, comes your way. But you came here to shine your light. You're a star seed. You're a light worker. And for many of you, you do have a double mission. For many of you, you came here to learn to flow, to let go. And for others of you, you came here to just build on your own, like build something on your own. So that is what I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you very much for supporting my Patreon page. I love you guys. Bye.